Hello.
Yes, is this Sean?
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Sean. This is Investigator Woods with the Nebraska State Patrol.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you today?
I'm not very good. I just woke up.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's all right. I was pretty well busy most of the night, so I didn't get a lot accomplished. But life
Uh,
happens.
no, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, the reason I'm calling is I need to come talk to you, and something about you had some complaints or some allegations you needed to report. And I was asked by Sergeant Jones to reach out to you and come take your statement. So I'm here in chapel right now. I thought if I could come over and meet with you and get that statement, get that taken care of and look into it.
I was hoping to. Sorry, I've been awake literally since the phone rang earlier. It's been like less than 10 minutes, so. Uh, I have a whole list of complaints that I gotta make.
Okay.
I don't have everything ready and prepared like I did yesterday to do that. Um,
Well, I'm here today to take those complaints, so I need to make it work out that we can get there tomorrow. I've got some other stuff going on in Scotts Bluff that I cannot make it back down. So
it would have been nice if I'd have had some notification of it first. I was told that you were gonna call yesterday and set up an appointment.
who told you that?
Um, I think that was Meg, my autism advocate.
Meg. Is Meg is an advocate?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that yesterday I was very busy. I was in McCook, and today I'm here in Chapel to take your statement and your allegations, and so
Yeah, the thing with having this dropped on me like this, I don't actually have a place that I can meet you.
okay. We could meet maybe at the library. Is the library here in town?
There is. Yeah, the problem is,
But you're where you're at right now. You're where you're living.
no, sir. I'm over at a friend's house for temporarily. There were some safety issues and concerns, which is part of the reason for setting up an appointment for. Uh,
Well, I have not this Meg person. This is the first I've heard of that. I don't know who that is, or I've not spoke with Meg, so I don't know why somebody would say anything different to you about that because I don't have any idea who that is. So I apologize for that. And I apologize, um, but I'm here. I need to set up with you and get your statements or in reference to these allegations so that we can move forward on them. And
sorry, I'm having my first cigarette of the day.
okay, understand.
There's some safety concerns as far as law enforcement goes, and I don't mean to be paranoid of all law enforcement at this point, but I kind of have to be. I would have tried to arrange to have someone be there and present for me because it's a really complicated situation.
Okay.
Your phone is making I don't know if it's your phone or my phone that's making that sound, but it's kind of sounds like someone scratching the microphone part.
I'm not doing that, so I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
sitting here in my car, so.
Um, it's gonna take me a bit to unbury everything. I gotta try to grab stuff.
You have to what?
I gotta try to grab a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of because it was a very busy situation. I had to try to write everything down, so I gotta go grab all that paperwork. And
Because I'm taking allegations. I understood something about why you were incarcerated in Scotts Bluff.
yes, sir.
Okay, and then what else is there?
Um, well, there was a lot of the stuff that happened while I was incarcerated. I was told that I would need to, um, and again, I'm sorry, I just woke up. Um, because I never should have been incarcerated, it really does put a lot on me. I was trying to turn in some officers, including state patrol officers who had done some pretty bad stuff. Um, uh, anyway, when I was incarcerated, there was a lot of stuff that happened. I was told that I needed to get a hold of the state patrol about, and then I was repeatedly prevented from getting a hold of the state patrol. It wasn't until, because I was incarcerated for like 7 months, it wasn't until I'd been locked up for over 5 months that I was finally allowed to try to write letters to you guys. Um, there was a lot of abusive situations that I had to go through. I mean, when you maintain your innocence when you're locked up, you're not liked very well. They locked me up with child molesters and rapists, and they kept me locked up by myself almost the whole time. I mean, I needed help, and I ended up getting incarcerated for 7 months for it. I mean, that's not how it should be. And I've had cops repeatedly tell me, oh, well, we're going to help you this time. Come meet us here or come meet us there. And then I go to meet them, and then I either get arrested or I get sent to a mental hospital or something like that. I'm trying to get help. I mean, this is a very scary for me, to have to believe anyone in law enforcement at this point. And I think that it sucks for any law enforcement officer that might be an alright officer to have to deal with that. But the fact is that I didn't make those officers rotten, and I didn't make them do the things that they chose to do. I didn't make them lie to me. I didn't make them destroy evidence. I didn't make them throw things away. I didn't make them do any of the horrible things that they did. And every time that I try to get something done, I end up going through it over again. This has been 5 years of this kind of situation going on with the Dual County Sheriff's Department, where when I try to go to them, before my friend Natalie Bollinger was killed, I had to deal with them telling me that I needed to just man up. They have real police work to do, things of that nature. After she was killed, it was a different story. They were more interested in trying to hide the fact that I had been trying to get help because Natalie ended up dead. Does that make sense?
Okay, so um, I can understand where you're coming from, but what I need to know is, and what I will need to know, and have you write it in a written statement form for us, is what allegations we need to attempt to investigate on whoever. So I'll need some of those, the names, the dates, the what took place, what happened, those types of things, so that we can truly look into them and see what we can get resolved here.
Yes, sir. I completely understand that. I am currently looking for a pen. I know I had one last night. Oh.
Do you have a current mailing address, Sean?
um. No, I don't. That's one of the things that was taken away from me when I was incarcerated. I ended up losing my disability income. I ended up losing my health insurance. I lost my place to stay, and I also lost my mailbox.
Okay.
General Mail.
What's that?
General Mail in Chapel, Nebraska. It's 190 Vincent Avenue. You can send me mail there.
190 Vincent
Yes, sir.
Avenue, Chapel.
Yep.
No, the zip code there in Chapel.
69129.
And just and how do you spell your name, Sean?
SHAWN.
Okay. And your last name is spelled
SCHWARTZ. Schwartz.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. I got a pen handy. Is there a email address that I can write to?
I'm in reference to what?
Anything that I have to send you as far as evidence goes, anything that I might find later on, any information at all of that sort.
Well, I guess here's the deal, Sean. What we need to do first is we need to get together, get your written statements and reference the allegations so that I can move forward. And then from there, we move on and figure out what we need to do.
All right. So there's no way to send anything online at all?
Well, I have a state email, just like Gina Jones has a state email. But I would rather not do it through email. I would rather get your statement from you in person so that we have that in writing from you of what your allegations are of who, what, when, where, what was going on, so that we can work on that. And then if there's anything else that we need to get, then we will move forward and go forward with that stuff.
All right. Let me see. Woods.
While you were incarcerated, were you ever given the opportunity to talk to an ombudsman's office?
Yes, sir, I was. Matter of fact, I spent a lot of time trying to get something done with that. Part of the problem was not having enough envelopes. And the other thing is the ombudsman not taking me seriously. Although the other thing is the ombudsman said that it's only his job to do something about the crimes that are committed against me while I'm incarcerated.
Okay.
There's also the fact that I was prevented from getting a hold of the ombudsman most of the time that I was in there. Why do you ask?
Did you talk to somebody at that office? Did you correspond with somebody? I guess, did you write letters or do anything with them?
I did write letters, but I was prevented from having the access to do that until about a month before I was released. So I wasn't able to send out any letters or anything of that nature until late July or early August.
Okay. And he said that office said that they only deal with crimes while you're incarcerated, correct?
The ombudsman's office said that they only deal with crimes of the facility that I'm at. Like if for example, I was at Lincoln Correctional Center, and he said that he could only do something about situations that happened at Lincoln Correctional Center. He said that he couldn't do anything about anything else. He said the ombudsman's office doesn't investigate crimes or do anything about anything that happened while I was out. They deal exclusively with uh, situations inside of facilities.
Okay, so you then did report things to them, correct?
I did when I could. There's a lot of stuff I wasn't able to. Like for the last 2 months or so that I was there, I wasn't able to. It's a long, complicated story, but I rarely had the opportunity to use the telephone until I had been there for a while. I wasn't able to use the phone at all. They have a when you go to prison. Now, mind you, it the rules are a little bit different for prison than they are for jail. If you're taken to jail, you can make the phone calls that you need to make. You get, depending on which county you're in, you get 1 or 2 free phone calls. When you're in the prison, you have to know the person that you want to call. You have to have their uh, name, you have to have their address, and you have to have their phone number, and all of that stuff has to be registered and checked. And that takes 10 plus days to get that done. There's also the issue of poverty. I didn't have any money on my books. I did have money, I just didn't have access to it. So I wasn't able to get things like letters and envelopes and things like that would have been needed.
Okay.
The abuse from the Dual County Sheriff's Department has been ongoing since Natalie was shot, which would be December 29th of 2017. Prior to that, they basically just blew me off about everything. Since then, they basically blow me off about everything unless I'm trying to turn them in. And like I said, it's a very complicated situation.
Okay, so what is the actual abuse or that you want to report?
Well, for starters, the assault that happened last December, there's been a lot of crimes that have been committed against me that the police here just, sorry, we don't have a police department. We only have the sheriff's department because it's a small town, but well, also, and again, like I said, I just woke up. I really wasn't expecting the phone call at 10 o'clock this morning. I was up most of the night, and I just barely got to sleep around 5 o'clock. So some of the crimes include being assaulted, and they didn't do anything about it. They also include false charges to have me arrested so I couldn't turn them in. There's quite a few people that are involved in it. Like I said, if I had a little bit of time to wake up, this would probably be a little bit easier. Usually I've got some coffee in me by the time I start making phone calls.
Okay. Well, do you want to, it's 10 o'clock now, do you want to set something up for 11 o'clock? That gives you an hour to kind of get some coffee and your smokes and get kind of woke up, and then we can meet around 11 o'clock.
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay.
They did everything they could to prevent me from turning them in. I literally can't go to the courthouse to turn in my predators now. That's a major issue. And that's just because I told on the Dual County Sheriff's Department and some of their employees. There have been repeated assaults against me in this town that I've gone to the police or to the sheriff's department about, and they haven't done anything about any of them. The issue with me feeling unsafe even going to the Dual County Sheriff's Department, that's been going on since, I want to say, April of 2018. As a disabled person, I really have to be afraid of law enforcement just because we're the number one people that you guys end up killing as far as population wise goes. There's only about 500,000 homeless people in 2019, and yet they accounted for 49% of the people killed by law enforcement. So I mean, it's a scary situation to have to go into. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can understand that, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Here to talk about the allegations of whatever allegations are that you have, so that we can move forward and try to investigate and take care of them. So
Yes, sir.
let's try to stay focused on what we need right now, if you would please. I'm not trying to cut you off or do anything like that. I just need to be we need to be focused on the allegations that you're making, so that we can investigate those allegations and go forward. So I'm thinking, I don't know if the library is actually open. I don't know. I'm assuming it is. But that would be kind of because you say you're not allowed to go to the courthouse, correct?
That is correct. I'm actually looking up the Dual County
Library.
Yeah. See, it says that they're closed. They don't open until 1 p.m.
Okay. Well, then that's not going to be a spot to meet unless we just do it all outside, which we could do. It's nice enough today.
There's a Catholic church here.
Okay.
That might work a little bit better. There's some benches over there.
Okay. So the Catholic Church, where do you know where that's at?
That would be, well, the main street here is 2nd Street, and it's right on 2nd Street, across the street from one of the gas stations.
Okay.
You really can't miss it. It's the only stone statue on 2nd Street.
Okay, it's down past. Is that down past the pump and pantry?
Yes, sir.
To the east of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I think I remember now. Okay, I haven't been over in Chapel for quite some time, so.
That's all right.
But okay, and if all else fails, I'll just search it and try to. So you want to? Let's meet around 11 o'clock there.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh. God, I wish I would have had coffee before I had that conversation. If it had only been one situation or one instance, it would have been a lot easier to explain what was going on. But when you're talking about multiple situations. I mean, there's a lot of situations that happened. I mean, it's difficult to just uh, it's difficult to just get it all organized and have it all prepared and all that. I mean, even trying to explain it, it takes me a few minutes to mentally get myself adjusted to try to explain it. I don't necessarily explain it the best under the best of circumstances, so being extremely tired right now, um, I'll probably have to go back through this video to review, try to remember what happened or what we talked about. Oh, it's strange having to go through all this. I gotta go through a few thousand videos to try to get all the information that he wants. He doesn't have apparently an email address for me to send this stuff to, which, you know, I'd rather not send it over the internet anyway. But the other thing is, um, that's pretty much the only way to do it, especially with such short notice. Now, I could probably get the written reports to fill out and then send them in. Um, I just don't know. It's a lot to take care of and a lot to go through. I was under the impression that they were going to call me up and set up an appointment. Not basically, oh, well, we're here, you know. Um, I got a lot of other stuff that I've been going through, and it would be easier to take care of it all if I was aware that this man was going to show up today. I was instructed or told that he was going to call me, and he was supposed to call me yesterday, matter of fact, is what I was told. But life happens when you're busy making plans, right? So I got to go through a bunch of stuff, try to find some paperwork, and then I got to try to make copies of those paperwork so that I can send it off to them. This all should have happened a while ago. I also got to try to make sure that I record the situation, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. I mean, I could probably record part of it with my phone. I do have a little camera that I had purchased for the ability to actually record stuff like this. I got to be able to find that camera and plug it in and get a charge on it. And then once I got a charge on it, that ought to help. But I'm supposed to meet with the um, guy from State Patrol in about 50 minutes. So I guess I better get on it. Normally they want to, or at least they make it seem like they want to do everything over the internet. This time they don't. Normally, when they don't, it means that they're going to arrest me for something, even if it's bullshit. It was actually the Nebraska State Patrol who arrested me over the lies that the Nebraska officers here in town had told. Stuff's not okay. Um, not having an actual office here in town means that I don't get to go see the Nebraska State Patrol at their office. Means we can't make photocopies of evidence for them, among other things. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. I should probably try to lay down and take a short nap first. That's not a happening thing, though. Obviously, I only got 50 minutes. I gotta find a telephone, and I gotta, or not a telephone, but a electronic recording device, and I gotta get started on it, getting it charged. So hopefully the next time I'm back on, I'll not be as mentally exhausted or physically exhausted. But life is what happens when you're busy making plans, right?